basically, to go on and explain my health journey, I've been vegan for 8 years now. I've been raw vegan for a year now, with so many relapses on every part of it, and some parts where I didn't relapse. So I studied the parts where I wouldn't relapse, and I studied the parts where I was relapsing. So it's easiest to relapse with cooked food, things that are very, not stigmatized very much, like potato chips, for example. Like that's something where you don't feel as bad about it. You don't have that whole mentality of how bad it really is for you. So it's easy, super easy to justify it. And I mean, God, we have a society where you have a McDonald's on every road, Arby's, Jack in the Box, everything. Like everywhere you go, there will always be fast food. There will always be the temptation. There will always be something to tempt you. Always. Oh, it's not gonna go away. It's just not. I want it to. I hope it does. For all of our sanity, for everyone in this world. It has to go away eventually if we want to survive. But yeah, this is just me explaining to you guys my story a bit. Like I said, I was 100 or 210 pounds. I've been probably even heavier than that. I had the big chin, I was like that, I had acne all over my face. I was lucky. I never had any major health issues, and I started solving my health issues before I got major health issues. A lot of people aren't that lucky, and I've seen people that aren't that lucky. My parents, for example, they are dying right now. Like currently, as I made this video, they might be dead by the time you're watching. Like, very likely. I mean, my dad's got a tumor the size of a lemon on his face right there. Mom's got some on her arms. I know what the difference between cancerous and non-cancerous is. I know so much about health that, I know when to worry and when not to worry. The body is amazing when it adapts. It'll adapt to the worst conditions you give it. But you want to give it the best conditions, because if you adapt to the best conditions, you become the best. So that's the goal. I mean, you'll get more freedom, you'll get more money, you'll get more, attractiveness with the opposite sex, you'll get everything you could ever want. Really. I mean, imagine if you were never sick another day in your life. You never had any, like, um, nasal problems. You never had the flu. You never, had allergies. Like none of that. Like just throw all that out of your life. What does your life look like? My uncle, one of my favorite people in the world, he helped invent computers, and he had health problems his whole life. Genius man, super rich man, didn't. But his whole life he was riddled with health problems after health problems, and he got better and worse. He relapsed over and over and over. And that's why I'm surprised no one's talking about it. Like everyone just expects you to jump in and go into the journey, and then everything's gonna go fine. And then they give like a small chapter of like, oh, this will happen, so here's what you do. Like no, that's like the biggest part is coming back. Like everyone is in the rocky scene, and everyone's gonna fall off, and everybody is struggling. So why not focus on that and focus on the struggle being the good parts and how to overcome all those challenges, rather than focusing on what you need to do, or rebuilding a relationship with your food, or like, or like just, going through like in a very methodical way. Like those are nice. You want a methodology for it, but you want to listen to your body. Your body is more in tune than anything to what you need. It'll give you feedback. It'll give you feedback on everything you do in life. And your subconscious will even sabotage you and some things you did. In fact, I just gave up a six-figure job to come back to health coaching. And some people are gonna say, "Well, no, you didn't." But what happened is I was discussing it with my mentor, and he pointed this out to me, is that I've never been fired from a job, and I'm usually never late. I take pride in being prompt and being on time and everything, and I did things in that job so that I was late, even though I loved studying all night. I would study, and then I slept through three alarms, or I would wake up and then it would just put me back to sleep. And, two times, and they were done. They were out. They're like, you're fired. And so they're like, some people would be like, well, you didn't really quit that job. And I'm like, well, I've never been fired, so I think my subconscious quit that job. I don't think I did. You could say that's just me justifying it. I could go back and get that job right now. I could absolutely just re-enter the training and go back. And I realized my body was like, no, this is not the path you want. This is not what you were meant to do. This is what I was meant to do. This right here. You guys. Oh, I'm kind of like, yeah, this is what I meant to do. And I love that I have this background of not being in the best environment so that I can grow with you guys. And you're gonna see that change. You're gonna see everything change. You're gonna see my eyes become better. You're gonna see my hair grow longer. You're gonna see my braces go away, thank God. And I'm gonna see all the changes in all of you too. And that's what I'm really excited about, is helping people and healing people, and then expanding that over and over and over. And it's just a beautiful thing. It's it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna give 3 tips for every video. I'll explain the B method first a bit, but yeah, three tips for every video is my goal, and then I'll have short content of those tips, and like, highlights of my groups and my mentors. So the B method is, it's a website I'm running and it's a program I'm running. I'm gonna rename that program, but that's basically the methodology to overcome relapse and get to where you want to be. Excuse me, somebody else was sneezing and that made me sneeze. um, and basically, I lay out. I'm gonna have multiple courses. I already have started them, and I'm gonna be posting them very soon here. By the time you watch this video, it's already gonna be posted. Going through all the different things you can do for juice fasting, for making yourself in the best position, daily practices you can take, setting goals. I mean, everything you could want, really, just to make you on that path. And I'm gonna give you all the content I've learned, because I've spent over 10,000 hours. I'm an expert. Like, there's no way of not saying I'm an expert, because I've spent 10,000 plus hours researching the videos, reading books. I'm gonna share all the books I read on my website. I'm gonna recommend them to. I'm gonna probably write my own books too as the time goes on. So I'm an expert in this field. And with my own body, I think that's the best way to tell, if somebody is an expert in health or not. Because if somebody looks unhealthy, they have bald hair, you know who I'm talking about. If they have, graying, if they're kind of fat, like, they're not an expert. You're not an expert, bro. You can't be an expert in health and not be healthy. That don't work. No, no, that's not how this plays. So yeah, I'll have all that information. I have my website up. You can get free materials for my newsletter. I have a newsletter I've already launched. I have free materials, and the newsletter is actually geared towards vegetarians, vegans, and raw vegans. But this is free and open to anybody that wants to focus on any kind of diet and focus on anything. We will explain to you what good health is, so don't come crying to me if I explain to you good health and why you're feeling like shit, and even though you're trying to some kind of fad diet that is garbage, and then you're like, oh well, I've been relapsing from this fad diet. I'm like, no, your body's trying to heal from the fad diet because you made a horrible mistake. um, I get that a lot. I really do. People all the time are telling me about it, like, oh, this didn't work out for me. I'm like, well, yeah, of course it didn't. Of course. What can I say to that? It's funny. But for now, I'll just leave you guys. We went over my story, went over where I'm heading, we went over where this is gonna go, and I would love for you to join my journey. So feel free to call me. I do actually answer my phone. Links down in the description box, or usually description boxes, wherever I post this is down there. There's gonna be the information. I do answer my phone. I am committed enough to actually just answer every call I get, even though it's spam. Who is this? What happened to you? Like, so I want to know what happened. That's why you're gonna call me. So you had some issue in your health, in your life. You tried some diet. You tried something to solve your issues, and it didn't work. That's why I'm here. We're gonna get over that relapse together. We're gonna move forward, and we're gonna be almost like angels. We're gonna be the change. We're gonna be the hero. You can be a hero. I gotta hear my puppy right there. Well, we'll end it with that.